Hello everyone, Recycling the Jug Gamer here, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Some time passes, long enough for the sun to start setting. I hear Shizune putting down a pen and cracking her knuckles methodically, one at a time. It's so loud in the silence of the room that I look up, wondering if she is trying to get my attention. Although it wasn't what she intended, when she noticed me looking at her, Shizune begins to sign without skipping a beat. Let's take a break. I'm surprised you would say that. It's okay, I'm almost done anyway, and I'm hungry, aren't you? A little. I'm really hungry. We could order something. I was thinking of you. Already have something to eat. Well? She produces a cinnamon bun from under her desk, raising it to head level slowly, like a magician levitating a rock. But there's only one, not enough for both of us. Ah, how dramatic. I can tell what this means. A feeling of deja vu briefly washes over me. We could just split it. That's no fun. So boring. Let's play shogi for it. She already has the board out. That just must have everything in it. Not chess? Chess has boring promotions. This is better. I don't know about that. Well, I'm actually pretty decent at shogi, so this is fine. Is that so? Okay, we can make it a little more interesting then. Each move has to be completed in 30 seconds. You can add a rule too. No thanks. Anything I could add would only hurt me more than it would help. 30-second time limit is already too tight for me. Making me regret thinking it was alright to borrow back a little. When Shizune wins the right to go first in a quick coin toss, she immediately starts playing with the aim of promoting all the pieces as soon as possible. Feels like a very basic playstyle, and I can't help thinking it might be a trap of some sort. It's not though. The draw of the game to Shizune appears to be the fact that she can upgrade her pieces and steal mine. She's very good at it, but it makes her predictable. She's not doing a little better than I expected to. The 30-second time limit is pretty painful though. The game is in a draw. At this point I think it's supposed to either go for a rematch or tally the pieces for points. Shizune doesn't want to go again in the interest of time, but winning on points clearly doesn't satisfy her. She says that the shifting is silver general from one edge to the other, as she contemplates which of those two options she'll go for. It takes so long that I think she had forgotten about the bet. Literally, she stops spinning with the shogi piece and puts it down. Is Misha angry at me? That really came out of nowhere. Shizune's frankness is disorienting, because with her, any kind of candor is a sign of total seriousness. There is no playful smile on her face. Instead, it's her usual stoic mask of concentration. Ready to try and see if I'm about to tell her the truth. I'm upset that she thinks that I would tell her anything else, but I also know now that they have probably fought recently, out of my side, and it makes me feel warm to know that they'll both care about each other so much. No, I strongly doubt it. Did you know that she thinks you're angry at her? Then nods slowly and uncomfortably. Yes. It's more roundabout with the question than you. Kinda surprising because I thought you were the one who liked playing games. Not all the time. Are you two having some kind of fight? No. She's very quick to deny it. Not happy with the thought. I feel like I stepped on a landmine. Sorry. Actually, yes. Just a tiny one. I know that she has no interest in the student council. She only joined because of me. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy she's my friend. But I don't understand what she is upset about this time. Why don't you just ask her? She won't tell me. I'll figure it out by myself instead. I was sure that I was very perceptive, even if I can't hear. That was dumb. I know better now. Probably something that is my fault. Shizune doesn't elaborate further on what it could have been. I'm sure that it is not because she does not fully understand the situation herself. It's hard to think that Shizune, usually so sure of everything, could be scared by a little argument with a friend. But the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. They're a lot closer to each other than normal friends. And Shizune is pretty isolated from other people in a way. The fact that she is deaf is no small part of it. But I get the feeling that she uses Misha as a buffer between other people of her own will. Not just because it's been forced onto her. She could communicate well enough with her little pad. She just hates it. After such a long time of talking to another person, you see start to lose touch. It seems unavoidable. It isn't such a far out idea to think that she isn't that great with people. I turn to walking, kind of wanting to eat that cinnamon bun more as time drags on. But when I count the shogi pieces still left out on Shizune's table, I can tell at a glance she would win. I'm also too hungry to concentrate if we were to have a rematch. Motivated by my own desire to wrap up and eat something, I put the finishing touches on the last of the posters. Done. I think this many is enough. Too many can be a bad thing. Okay. That's it? Just okay? Huh? I'll probably do some myself. After I'm done picking what voting format to go with. Too many posters is bad too! Haven't you heard of oversaturation? I really think you're trying too hard. Sitting her fingers, Shizune looks like she could almost admit it. Maybe. It's what Misha thinks too. Watch as her fingers continue uneasily twinning around and pulling at each other in a miniature tug of war. I don't mind, but I asked her around a couple classes today and interest is low. Like you said, so does that make it wrong? No, but it does make it kind of pointless. It's not. Yeah, but to who? Not even Shizune truly believes that. I'm not doing all this work just for my own ego. That isn't what I mean. The first chance to be alone with her in days, and I've already really cooked it up. Still, she doesn't actually look angry. It's more like she's frustrated, that she can't express herself clearly enough. Since she's an expert in sign language, I wouldn't think that would be the case. I wonder what advantage would be able to speak would offer her, that she has ever thought about it. It's another project of mine. It's like the festivals. I'm going to do it because it's my job. And I've messed that up. It's another project of mine, just like the festivals. I'm going to do it because it's my job. It's just that a student council election isn't as fun as a festival, so no one cares. She briefly touches her fingertips together as if to say, but maybe. There is some truth to it. The Shizune doesn't want to say anything that could be boiled down into something so glib. But I don't care. I want to get people riled up, but it isn't about me. I don't want to be involved at all. What do you mean? You go to like every single festival. Shizune waves her hand in mock indignation. Well, I have to have fun too, you know? But, you know, it's not the same thing. Her speech seemed to have improved if she managed to crack a joke. I don't want anyone to make a point of me being involved. It's a hassle. I don't want that responsibility. Things are becoming too complicated now as is. The more I try to hype up the elections, the more involved I have to be. No one wants to play their hand yet, and it doesn't feel like my time's over, even though it should. Raising her arms and leaning back, she grinds her teeth together in frustration. They're all so lazy. It's impossible to get them to do anything. Anywhere else, the elections would be an exciting event. It's so logical. Why does everyone have to be so different? If only there's some way to punish them. Like chaining the school to their desks. Voting is mandatory. If you don't vote, get whipped. Terrifying. I wonder how hypocritical it would be if I were to stay in bed on election day with a flu, and a cold, and strep throat, and a sprained ankle. You should put yourself on one of these. Not as a punishment. Don't misunderstand. Look at one of Misha's posters. Like this. It's kind of a neat idea. Misha was onto something. It's a lot cuter than just text. I think you would like it. Having cute mascots would drum up some excitement. Maybe if it's just Misha. Why not me? Someone told me that this school has slightly more girls than boys. You have to cater to that demographic too. Kenji! Ah, fuck! Because of Kenji! Kenji was the one I told us! Fuck! I don't know how I feel about Kenji actually being part important, but then again, we did get a CG of him earlier. Shizune giggles, audibly this time. I'm surprised, and when she sees my face, so is she. Her face flushes pink, embarrassed to have let out a sound. It is really confusing to say the least. Why don't you put yourself on it? Just waste my question away. It's troublesome. What do you mean, troublesome? Everyone knows that you're in the student council. Stomach growls, making me realize that I'm hungrier than I thought. Shizune uses the moment to deflect my question by changing the subject. Is something wrong? No, my stomach growled. I see. Looks at the forgotten pastry on her desk, then frowns, running inadequate for 2 people. Let's go to the Shinkai. If you're that hungry, it might be a little busy this late, but you girls working there today. We'll definitely get a table. There's something worryingly underhanded in that smile. I would pass. I would have been there twice this week, back to back. Shizune pouts, leaning back against her desk, scrunching up her posture in protest. What? Disappointed you said no. Well, I can't agree with you on everything. You don't give your opinion often enough, anyway. It would be easiest for me if it was like that, but not very interesting, right? There are some decisions you should disagree with me on, then. You have a duty to. How am I supposed to know which is which? It's easy. No, it's not. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell whether you're joking or serious. Although since she communicates entirely in sign language, that would seem pretty obvious. I wouldn't say that that's all there is to it, though. I remember when I had my heart attack. Monaco wouldn't stop talking at first. Eventually, I wished that she would just shut up. Or I would have, if I hadn't been happy to have any kind of company at all. Gradually, I stopped being so grateful. When we talked, I felt like it was nothing more than ritualized exchange of politeness. Iwanako tried extremely hard to be obfuscate how she felt, which was that I was hopeless. In the end, her outer behavior matched her inner feelings. For that reason, I was able to accept it when one day she stopped showing up. I was no longer surprised by the time it happened, even though she considered herself a master at hiding her feelings. I was not surprised. I heard that games like shogi and chess can tell you a lot about a person. Wish I knew what Shizune thought they said about me. It could be that I'm a little more than like a Wanako than I like to think. If I can only tie with Shizune by retreating, it suggests that we should order out. Ah, damn, I could have fit this. That would have made the last video a bit longer. I could have added that to the last one. Oh well. The next day, I walk up to my usual vending machine at lunch, only to find that it's out of my favorite drink. Secreted so far away from most of the classrooms between a storeroom and the library, it's like no one knew about it. I expected a vending machine so close to the library to be booming with customers. But then again, the library is empty most of the time. Anyone who goes there is only doing it to look for stuff to pad a paper with. No one stays there longer than they absolutely have to. For the past month, it's been working out in my favor, but the trade-off of a vending machine no one knows about is that it's never restocked. Settling for a can of orange soda, I decided on drinking it here instead of waiting until I get to the cafeteria, when the library door opens next to me. I've been looking for you. Yuko seems to be acting a lot more assertive than usual today, although it isn't enough to keep her from going back to mumbling immediately afterwards. Return your books, please. I mean, the library's books. The books you checked out are really overdue. Some of them are on a waiting list. I forgot. I kept checking out new ones and forget to return the old ones. That happens to me all the time at the university library. It's so embarrassing. Did I send someone to try and get you to bring them back? No, the university library is bigger. They don't notice if I have to borrow something longer than normal. It's convenient because the policy on keeping the books too long is really stricter than here. Like how despite what she said, Yuko had no problem with borrowing books for longer than she's supposed to. Anyway, it makes her being so on top of my own lateness a little hypocritical. It takes a thief, I guess. Catching on to the meaning of her words around the same time I do, Yuko clams up and starts backpedaling furiously. That's different. The situation is totally different. Yuko stares at her nails for a second as if she really wants to bite them, but is too self-conscious to do so. For instance, how long has it been? You checked out some of these books months ago, Hisao. Sorry, it's just that other people want to read them too. You're a slow reader, that's okay though. No, it's a total screw up on my part. To be honest, I haven't even read some of them. I shouldn't keep taking out books when I have a backlog. That's no good. Yeah, it really isn't. I'm starting to copy her habit of trailing off quietly. Awkwardness is very contagious for some reason. That said, I'm surprised. You guys seems almost normal today. Although every now and then, her waitressy nervous tics keep popping back up. Come to think of it, she didn't act this way when I first met her. She was a little clumsy and neurotic, but it wasn't anywhere near this severe, until Shizune, Misha, and I ran into her at the Shanghai. It could be that Yuko has a complex about having kids from the school seeing her waitressing. I guess it was a little odd for her to pick the closeted cafe to the school to work in. Then again, in that case, maybe the place having so few customers could be considered a lucky break. Well, I get it. I'll return to them right after school. As soon as possible, please. Wait, can I ask you for one more thing? Sure, what is it? I have to go away for a while, but I can't just leave the library empty. Sorry, but can I ask you to watch it while I'm gone? Just for a little bit. I'll be right back as soon as possible. You're the student counselor, so I'm sure if you did it, it would be okay. Alright, I'll do it. Don't worry about. Thank you. Yuko quickly slides forward as if she's so grateful, she's about to give me a hug. But she stops 2 centimeters into it, which only just makes the gesture look extremely confusing. I'm also surprised that she can control her movements so well, momentum so well. Still, she seems kind of clumsy. Before I can say as much as you're welcome, she's already dashing off with the urgency of someone late to an appointment. That could be the case, but I wouldn't feel safe assuming so. It's Yuko, and she seems like the kind of person to treat everything that way. Now then, the library, I feel a bit silly. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Should I sit down and look like I normally would and read? It probably would do, but wouldn't meet Yuko's high standards. Maybe I should sit at the librarian's desk and give anyone who comes in a stern and analytical glare. I use Shizune's as a starting point and practice it a couple of times in a mirrored surface of a pen. I think it looks pretty good. Frustratingly, no one comes in, so I give up on the idea quickly and decide to just look for Hanako instead. I'm sorry, I didn't expect Hanako to appear in this. It's deserted. I think I see someone, but the second I blink, whoever it is gone. As I return to Yuko's desk and crack open an interesting looking book, a familiar person swings in front of me like a falling pendulum. Misha! Kanji!
Yo, librarian! I've been looking for you for like 10 minutes. What? It's you? Man, you must really get around. Or the student council makes you get around. Those bitches! How could they? Slave drivers!
You must be exaggerating, because it took me 30 seconds just to do a slow walk around the whole place. The thought is overridden by my surprise to see him. What do you come from? What are you doing here?
What? Can a guy go to the library now? I can't even go to the library without some young buck like you giving me the third degree over it. I see some girl coming in here all the time, but no one ever asks what she's doing here. Is it because she reads and I don't?
You must be talking about Hanako. Although, I suppose they both avoid people. I want to tell him that reading is what you usually do in a library. So if he's not reading, whatever he's doing is bound to make him look way more suspicious than her. In the end though, I'm too surprised by him practically appearing out of thin air. That doesn't tell me what you're doing here.
I'm here because of you!
The response makes me feel confused. Maybe I fell asleep and this is all just some weird dream, and this Kenji isn't real, but really my subconscious. Is he going to start giving me deep but vaguely worded advice now?
Because of you, I got chased out of my dorm by feminists! Now I wander the snob library like a soldier without a country, or a ghost. I shall haunt you for ruining things for me!
It's a shame. Would have been an interesting dream, but it seems like this is the real deal.
Yeah, you had to start working with women, and that brought them to my door! You remember that? You should, since you were there! After that day, I knew they were onto me. I should have trusted my instincts, but I was young and stupid!
That wasn't even a week ago!
Then my dad called and said one of his letters hadn't been delivered. The post office couldn't have lost it, so it must have been intercepted! Information warfare! That's when I knew my secret hideout was compromised! Now I'm on the run, like a fugitive. It's code red!
Dorm rooms aren't secret. They put your name and number on a board right in the doorway.
I know! I saw that! They're diabolical! Why not just put up a big Wild West wanted poster if they're going to be like that? Wanted, dead or alive? Probably alive, so they could clone me, or turn me into a grasshopper!
Jumping without warning into the empty chair opposite of me, Kenji takes out a cigarette and starts spitting it in between his fingers? I've never seen him smoking before, so it must be for effect.
I can't even live where I want to anymore. This is where it all begins. The tactical brilliance. I mean, once they're in your home, it's over, like termites! If the feminist plan for dominance starts there, where the fuck can we go? The only question is how they could take a page out of the termite playbook when women are naturally repelled by wood!
You can never go home again. Is that how the saying goes?
Man, I don't know about that. I don't know about never. I was just there. I don't know anywhere else I could shower and get new clothes, and eat, and use the bathroom, and watch TV. I have to keep watching the news to keep informed.
With someone ousted from his dorm room and living on the run, he sure has no qualms about going back there several times a day for long periods of time. But by now, he's slowly turned away from me and is talking to a revolving display of murder mysteries. There's really no point in interrupting him, I guess. Finish off my soda and throw the can into a basket near the door. Hits the rim, but goes it anyway. Slightly pump my fist. Eat. Kenji quickly gets up and starts heading towards the door. I wasn't really paying attention. I hope I didn't fist pump at an inappropriate moment. Where are you going?
You kept sucking down that juice!
No, it wasn't even juice, it was soda. And it's gone now. What do you mean, sucking it down? I had 2 sips.
Yeah, right. You had like 50 million sips!
That's not even possible! Actually. Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
Maybe for you, I go beyond the impossible all the time. Okay, whatever now. I'm thirsty too. I'm gonna get my own juice. I'll be right back.
Your company's big. He does come almost right back, so quickly that I suspected he knows about my secret vending machine.
I got you one too. Hope you like grape juice. We're even for the pizza now.
Thanks. Except that I've paid nearly 10 times the cost of a can of grape juice. But that makes me seem petty. Unopposed, Kenji sits down and starts furiously drinking juice like a man with a vendetta against grapes.
You know, it's a lucky break for me that I managed to run into you here, man. I kinda need you to do me a favor.
Although it's cynical, I wonder if him getting me juice was so he could ask me for this favor. If so, very transparent and poorly timed. I doubt Kenji would think about something so deeply, though. Just asking for things straight out is more his style.
I need you to recommend me some good books.
But I thought you didn't read.
Hey, how did you know?
You told me. You said you think people discriminate against you because you don't read.
Well, they do, and I do read. I read audiobooks because that's the way of the future. I have to read a book a month for literary studies, though. And I found out that the school doesn't really accept such classes as advanced cryptography. If I don't read a bunch of books, they're gonna fail me. I can't fail literary studies. That will make me illiterate. That would mean my mom was right, and my mom can't be right. I just have to study literacy as much as possible.
What about doing some extra credit?
No thanks. It's bad enough I'm gonna have to carry around these stupid things now.
Picks up a dictionary, flips through it, and places it on a murder mystery rack behind him.
I can't believe this is actually the medium that our ancestors used to look at porn!
I spit my drink all over the book I'm still holding, damaging it beyond any hope of repair. I quickly check the bag, and I see it suggests the retail price is 7,900 yen. I think I might have a heart attack.
Wow, destroyed! You shouldn't have done that, though. They take vandalism super seriously here. You're gonna get canned.
He chortled, amused before taking an extremely long, loud sip from his can of juice. It's not vandalism. I didn't do it on purpose. You made me do it with your words. What do you mean canned? I don't want to be canned. That's not what happened with Can Your Pet.
Wait, chill out. I didn't mean they'd actually can you. They just make you pay for it and really, really yell at you. It's like they were going to bite my ass off. Still, not that big of a deal.
I don't care if it's figurative. I don't want to get canned. Or get my ass bitten off. Or any kind of punishment, you dumbass. What am I going to do? I'm the only person in here that she knows of, anyway. I can't even throw the book in the trash. It will be found, then she'll know.
Damn, dude, stop acting so weird. How is it weird to not want to be fined? Man, stop flipping out, man! Not flipping out, I'm trying to save money! So cheap.
I had a shiggle when I hear Misha's "Wah!" coming from the hallway. Apparently Kenji hears it too and uses the opportunity to quickly vanish behind the autobiography section like the wind. I wonder if Jigoro is back there.
Hi, Hee-chan!
He just shouts exuberantly, dragging embarrassing Yuko behind her.
Hee-chan, were you talking to yourself?
One hand, saying yes could make me look as crazy. On the other hand, if I blow Kenji's cover, he might go off and make me look crazy by association. Yes?
That's okay. Don't be embarrassed, Hee-chan. I do it too sometimes when I'm alone. La la la.
Nothing happened while I was gone?
Absolutely nothing. Nope, no Kenji's here.
It smells like grapes.
I'm burning grape scented cologne.
I'll lie brazenly and obviously for more reaction. I'm gonna assume that she knows I'm lying, or thinks I have an abysmal sense of colognes. Since the can of grape juice I drank from is still there, likely to be the former. Fortunately, she didn't ask any follow-up questions. What are you two doing together?
We had lunch together. Strictly business. A business lunch.
Try to picture Misha in a suit. I have a business lunch with someone.
Somehow,
I just can't see it. So, what kind of business?
You don't know? It's nothing. It's simple for one part of the student council to not know what the other is doing.
Hey, don't nothing something like that.
That isn't normal at all. In fact, it's bad. We're only 3 people.
Yuko laughs nervously. She must be terrified.
Isha says that you wanted to put posters in the library for the elections. Even though they are really far away. I guess it's okay. I didn't know that I could even decide those kinds of things. You can! Isn't that great? Aren't you happy? Yay! Yay!
Isha grabs Yuko's hands and forces her to clap joyously for herself. Yuko doesn't look very happy about learning that she has more responsibility and power than she previously thought.
Hee-chan, since you're here, you can help me put them up.
Pulling out a giant stack of posters from her bag, she cuts them in half like a deck of cards and passes me the slightly smudged half.
Hee-chan had a really good idea. We can put some flyers inside books too. Then, even if they try to ignore us, they won't be able to. They could even be spring-loaded.
Wait, what? Misha tries her best to convey the same tone Shizune used. Sounds close to the real thing, and also a little menacing.
She was probably kidding. I liked it. No, please. Not now. You're making her cry! A super ultra-aggressive marketing blitz. We're going to start doing door-to-door too. That's a terrible idea.
Misha pouts an best Shizune impression, fingertips tapping together rapidly in annoyance.
Hee-chan, you think every idea is terrible. Yeah, but the idea is too terrible to ignore. I can't have that. Hee-chan, that sounds like a challenge. Mutiny! Mutiny is bad. Don't fight. It's just a joke. Okay, don't fight.
The way Yuko sounds when she's trying to be firm makes me think of a kid at a garden teacher.
Actually, she reminds me of one.
I suppose that makes her very persuasive in her own way. Putting up the posters is surprisingly hard. Some because the library is already plastered with bulletin boards and flyers lining up every couple of meters. Some of them in places so unlikely that I never noticed them before. Deciding which of them to peel off in favor of our own ads a lot of time to an otherwise simple job. By the time the bell rings to signal the end of lunch, Nisha and I still have a sizable amount of posters left. As we leave, I decided to stick one right by the door. It must be the one that Misha did. It has a little drawing of Shizune on the bottom. That's all for this time. This is Resong Digital Gamer. Hope you enjoyed the series so far, and hope to see all you guys again next time. See you guys then.